We've all been there. You get in your car, turn the key, or push the button, and off you go. Everything sounds normal, the lights work, the ride feels smooth. But just because your car seems fine on the surface doesn't mean it's being treated right. A lot of people unknowingly damage their vehicles not through accidents or major failures, but through small habits that build up over time, and that's the thing. Most of the damage people do to their cars doesn't come from huge mistakes. It comes from the stuff they do every day, stuff that feels harmless or helpful but really isn't. If you want your car to last and you'd rather not spend weekends at the shop or drain your wallet on repairs, then keep watching. Here are some of the dumbest things people still do to their cars. Number 1. Starting the car and driving off immediately. One of the simplest mistakes people still make is turning the key and moving right away. However, when your engine starts, the oil sitting in the pan hasn't had time to circulate to critical parts. Cold starts, especially in the winter, are the most damaging moments for your engine. If you're driving before the oil gets flowing, you're running dry metal on metal. Giving your car just 30 seconds to idle is a huge help. In cold weather, a minute is even better. And no, this doesn't mean idling for 10 minutes like it's 1995, just long enough for the RPMs to settle and oil to circulate. That's all your engine really needs. Number 2. Revving or accelerating hard before the engine is warm. Right after the cold start mistake comes this one, which is just as bad. People get in, start their car, and then floor it as soon as they hit the road. That's a great way to wear out piston rings, valves, and turbos. Until your engine reaches operating temperature, metal parts haven't expanded, oil hasn't fully thinned out, and friction is at its worst. It might not break anything today, but over time, that cold red line adds up. A car should drive easy when it's cold. Save the spirited throttle for after your temp gauge is steady. Number 3. Putting premium fuel in a car that runs on regular. It says premium, so it must be better, right? Wrong. Premium gas doesn't clean your engine or improve performance unless your engine specifically requires it. Premium means higher octane, not higher quality. It's designed to resist knocking in high compression engines. If your car is tuned for 87 octane, that's what you should use. Putting in 91 or 93 won't help anything. In fact, it might even cause a drop in fuel economy in some cases. It's just a waste of money that's better spent on maintenance your car actually needs. Number 4. Still following the 3,000-mile oil change rule. This is old school advice that stuck around way too long. Decades ago, when oils were basic and engines were simpler, it made sense. But today, modern engines with synthetic oils can easily go 5,000 to 10,000 miles between changes. Some newer vehicles even have service intervals as high as 15,000 miles. Changing your oil more often than needed doesn't hurt your engine, but it does hurt your wallet and the environment. Follow your owner's manual. Trust your oil monitor. And skip the sticker fear tactics from the quick lube shop. Number 5. Never walking around the car or checking anything. A 2-minute walk around your car once a week could save you hundreds, even thousands. But most people don't do it. They don't notice low tires until one's flat. They don't know their taillight's out until they get pulled over. They don't see the nail in the tread or the puddle under the engine. A quick walk can catch all of that. It also makes you more aware of your vehicle's condition. Cars give warning signs before they break. You just have to look. Number 6. Ignoring tire pressure and tire wear. Tires are your only contact with the road, and yet they're the most ignored part of the car. Underinflated tires reduce fuel economy, wear unevenly, and can overheat and fail. Overinflated tires wear down the middle and lose grip. Neither is good. Temperature changes can shift pressure drastically, especially in winter. You should check your tires at least once a month and always before long trips. Also, don't just check pressure. Look at the tread. Check for uneven wear, cracks, bulges, or nails. A worn tire might look fine from the side, but be bald in the middle. That's dangerous. And while we're here, don't cheap out on tires. They matter more than horsepower. Number 7. Forgetting the spare tire exists. You get a flat, pop the trunk, and there it is, your spare. Flat as a pancake and covered in dust. Maybe you don't even have one, just a foam inflator kit you've never looked at. This happens to people all the time. Spares need air too. Check it every few months. Make sure the jack is there and the wrench isn't rusted solid. Because when you're on the side of the road at night with no signal and no help, you'll really wish you had checked. Number 8. Not reading the owner's manual. Sounds boring, right? But your manual has answers to 90% of the car questions people ask online. What oil to use? How often to change fluids? What that weird light means? How to reset the maintenance reminder? It's all in there. Every car is different. Relying on general advice or your buddy's guess could mean doing the wrong thing for your vehicle. You don't need to memorize it, but at least flip through it. You'll drive smarter and avoid a lot of expensive mistakes. Number 9, cleaning the car the wrong way. Everyone loves a clean car, but cleaning it wrong does more harm than good. Paper towels on your paint? That's sandpaper. Dry wiping dust off the hood? Micro scratches everywhere. Dish soap for washing? Say goodbye to your wax. The right way is simple. Use microfiber towels. Use proper car wash soap. Never wipe dry. And if you want to go the extra mile, 2 buckets. One for soapy water, one for rinsing. Bad cleaning doesn't just ruin the shine, it wrecks your clear coat. Number 10. Buying cheap parts and fluids to save money. You found brake pads online for 20 bucks. Oil filters for 2. Coolant that costs half as much as name brand. Great deal, right? Until your brakes squeal, your oil filter leaks, and your radiator clogs. Cheap parts aren't always bad, but there's a line. Always buy parts from a trusted brand, especially when it comes to brakes, oil, filters, belts, and anything safety related. That cheap filter might cost you an engine. That $15 tire repair might leave you stranded. Saving money now often means spending double later. Number 11. Ignoring recall notices and software updates. Most people ignore that envelope from the dealership or delete that email. Car seems fine, they say, but some recalls involve major issues like fire risk, brake failure, or steering defects. And many modern cars have software updates that fix transmission behavior, fuel economy, even safety systems. These updates can make your car drive better and last longer. They're free. But if you don't check or respond, you'll never get them. Don't wait until something goes wrong. A 5-minute service appointment can prevent a major repair later. Number 12. Driving with warning lights on and hoping they go away. It starts with a little light. Maybe it's the check engine light. Maybe it's TPMS or ABS or something you don't recognize. But you're busy. The car still drives fine, so you ignore it. Days go by, then weeks. Then one day, the light starts blinking or the car breaks down. Lights mean something, even if the car still drives. A solid check engine light could be an emissions issue, a sensor, or a minor misfire. But a blinking one? That's serious. Most auto parts stores will scan it for free. Don't wait. You could be catching a cheap fix early or waiting too long and paying a steep price. Number 13. Resting your hand on the gear shifter. If you drive a manual, this one might surprise you. A lot of people have a habit of leaving their hand on the gear shifter while driving. It feels natural, especially between shifts, but it's slowly wearing out your transmission. That constant pressure on the shift fork can cause premature wear in your gearbox. It's not meant to carry any weight unless you're actively shifting. If you're driving stick, both hands should be on the wheel most of the time anyway. One on the shifter is just training your transmission to hate you. Number 14. Riding the brakes downhill. It might feel like the safest way to descend, but keeping your foot on the brake the entire way down a hill overheats the pads and rotors. This leads to brake fade where your brakes start to feel weak and unresponsive. In extreme cases, you can literally cook your brakes into failure. The right move is to use engine braking. Downshift if you're in a manual, or use L or 2 in an automatic. Pulse the brakes instead of dragging them, and your brakes will last way longer and stop better when you actually need them. Number 15. Driving with heavy loads all the time. Most people don't think twice about the trunk or back seat filling up with stuff. A gym bag, some tools, a box you've been meaning to donate. No big deal, right? But all that extra weight reduces fuel efficiency, strains your suspension, and wears out tires faster. Not to mention the brakes have to work harder to stop the extra load. Your car was designed with a certain weight range in mind. Driving around with an extra 200-300 pounds every day adds up. Clean out the junk. Your gas tank and your tires will thank you. Number 16. running your tank all the way to empty. We've all done it, stretching the fuel range just a bit more before pulling into a station. But driving regularly with a nearly empty tank puts your fuel pump at risk. That pump sits inside the tank and uses fuel as both lubricant and coolant. When you're low, it can overheat and wear out faster. Plus, debris and sediment can settle at the bottom of your tank, and constantly running low increases the chance of that gunk being sucked into the system. Try to refill at a quarter tank. It's a small habit that prevents a very expensive failure. Number 17. Resting your foot on the clutch pedal. Another one for the manual drivers. If you lightly rest your foot on the clutch while driving, you're applying pressure to the release bearing even when you think you're not. This wears out both the bearing and the clutch prematurely. It's called riding the clutch, and over time, it's a surefire way to end up needing a full clutch job long before you should. Your left foot should only be on the pedal when you're actively shifting. Otherwise, keep it planted on the dead pedal.